The trick is that we have a nice sounding name like the Pecan Sandies, so the parents think we're all right and they'll let us bop with the kids.
Warlocks.
So, should we start the show?
Start the show.
Okay. Crispin Glover America. I'm Zach Anonymous.
I'm Johnny Dim.
And I'm friend of the WarPod, Jonesy.
That's right. And the most important thing you can do right now is tweet at us or message us in whatever service you're using to tell us whether or not you can hear Johnny.
I've got the what's it called?
Twitch.
I got Twitch dashboard up right now, so if you actually talk to us, I can talk to you back.
Yeah.
And I'll try to do it subtly.
Tonight on the WarPod, we are going to be talking about Marry Poppins Returns, Holmes and Watson, the Aquaman, the Aqualung, Bird Box.
Yes.
But
Birdman.
most important, oh my God, we just got a visitor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Frank!
Hey, Frank!
Frank, come on in!
You ordering pizza?
Get up in the mix!
We're ordering pizza live!
Frank!
On the air!
If you have any suggestions for toppings, please shoot us a message.
Frank, get in.
Domino's!
No, Frank doesn't go on camera.
Frank has been on an episode.
But you can reach your hand.
Yeah, give us
on.
a hand.
Give us your hand.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Hey!
Hey!
It's on your face! Alright.
Alright.
That's our first knock on the door interruption.
Yeah, close the door all the way.
Yeah, all the way.
Yeah, or Buster will get it.
Yeah. And then it'll be a real mess, if you know what I mean.
It's gonna be kooky.
Oh, man.
Okay. However, despite all of the excitement that you've seen so far,
11 minutes in.
11 minutes in, finally started the show. Our first and only important topic, as always, Jonesy, what you playing?
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a little indie game that came out a couple of years ago that's had a bit of a resurgence lately. I saw on the YouTubes, and
You decided that you wanted to feed prostitutes to crocodiles?
Yeah. Feed crocodiles to prostitutes.
Not even just prostitutes. It was a lady that was petitioning, or not petitioning, but she was getting people interested in women's right to vote.
Yeah. And after I did that, I went and played Red Dead Redemption 2. Hey-o!
Because he jokes.
Did that in real life.
Yeah. That's the joke. Anyway.
On trial for murder.
Yeah, did you...
Very open.
Not yet.
You haven't been caught yet.
Still, yeah.
Very open-minded state.
Yeah.
Very strange prison uniforms.
Alright, so a lot of people are playing that. There's not a whole lot wrong with that game.
No.
Any negative things?
It's, it is what it is. It's
what do you
fun.
have to say is negative about that game?
I haven't played the game, but I know what it is.
It's an open world western.
Yeah,
Right.
Cowboy Simulator.
So, like, it's every game now?
Yeah, but it's the best of the regular...
It's a third-person shooter sandbox with RPG elements.
Right. But it's the best of...
every game.
It's the best of every game.
Why is it better than GTA 5?
Because of the attention to detail,
Yeah.
for one.
I saw that the testicles on the animals will actually rescind into the body during cold weather. Whoever at
Rockstar actually did those textures on the animal testicles.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's what you were gonna say, John.
No, I was gonna recommend putting that on your resume specifically.
Okay.
Testicle artist.
Oh, I thought you meant the texture. Like print some paper that has that texture on it, and then print your resume.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Zach,
yo,
what you been playing?
I recently picked back up Breath of the Wild for the Nintendo Wii
Game
U.
of the Year for many outlets last year.
Yeah, and it's pretty good, but honestly, it has the same problem that Red Dead Redemption has.
Open world?
The thing about the open world is that it's a fine kind of game to play.
Right.
But there's no reason for every single game to be that way. Mm-hmm. When you make it open world, you do this weird thing where you create a dissonance between your narrative and what the player's doing. Okay. And this happened, one of the biggest examples of this is probably in Fallout 4.
Okay.
In Fallout 4, you have this really important thing to do.
Yes.
That won't trigger until you walk up to it.
Right.
So nothing feels like it has a true sense of urgency because everything is waiting on the player instead of confrontation coming to the player.
Right.
The way that you can control a narrative with something a little bit more structured.
Yeah. That is something that Red Dead has done well, in the sense of like none of the missions really require that sense of urgency. Yeah, it kind of feels like you would go and rob a bank and then you wouldn't be doing something extreme the very next day. You know, like there is this like concept of time. You know,
I think that.
Even Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid had a couple of days off. You know, he rode his bicycle around.
He did ride his bicycle around.
Yeah.
Did you know that they paid a stuntman for those scenes?
That's a shame.
And he couldn't do them. So not Robert Redford. What's his name?
Paul Newman.
Yeah, Paul Newman. Paul Newman had to do the stunts himself. Yeah.
Why couldn't he do that?
Couldn't ride a bicycle? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it was an old bicycle.
Unlike the new Mary Poppins, they didn't have a BMX team.
Okay, I did roll my eyes at that scene.
was rough.
I did roll my eyes at that scene. Oh, man. I guess, is that where we should start? Is Mary Poppins?
Yeah.
We do have lots of movies to get covered here, so...
Almost all of them I haven't seen.
I was gonna say, I think you're going to shit on all of them.
I will.
Much,
Yeah.
That's his role. He's playing his role.
So, Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins Returns.
Mary Poppins. Jonesy.
Soulless.
Soulless.
You saw it too?
Cash grab. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, out of 100.
About 55.
55?
55.
You're more generous than me. I wasn't expecting.
There are good things about it. I mean, Emily
Yeah.
Blunt is very talented. Lin-Manuel Miranda is very talented. And that's all the good things I have to say about that movie.
And Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke, yes.
Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke was in it.
Dick Van Dyke was by far the best part of that.
He was
movie.
awesome.
Absolutely. But it made it even worse because I was totally okay with Julie Andrews not being in the movie until I saw Dick Van Dyke. And then it just really made me go, okay, now would be a good time. You know, it made me want that.
Is she not dead?
No. She's
Oh.
actually an Aquaman.
Why the hell wasn't she in it then?
She's an Aquaman?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
She is.
I didn't notice.
She does a voice in Aquaman.
You know what?
Yeah, the big sea monster.
That is perfect. It is. Because Julie Andrews obviously took one look at Mary Poppins Returns and it was like, not!
Yeah.
Whatever they say in Britain.
Right.
No, thank you.
It's Nerf.
Yeah.
Let me make one thing absolutely clear. I never reprise anything.
The movie was fine.
The movie was such garbage.
Hold on, let's finish this out. I would have given it like a 69 and a half.
Well, you're uncultured.
I actually gave it a 65.
Right.
There were plenty of very serviceable things about the movie.
Absolutely.
The thing is that it didn't need to be a movie. This should have been a string...
A Broadway production?
No, this should have been a string of music videos that they play between stuff on the Disney Channel. Like, that's what it really felt like.
No.
Yeah, okay. What is so compelling about
It's
this?
a fine story. It's a very well contained story in the Mary Poppins universe. It is absolutely fine.
I'm sorry, what's the movie about?
It's about the movie is about what are you guys staring at me for?
Because I think Jonesy and I noticed something about the narrative in this movie.
Yeah.
Very confused.
Okay, I think it's a fine movie about what happens to Michael as he becomes an adult and he has struggles with holding onto the house from his childhood, and there are lessons in there about finding your childhood again as an adult.
Michael never lost his childhood. He's a hopeless dreamer who's losing the house because he's pursuing an art career that's going nowhere in the middle of a depression.
Oh man!
In fact, he's never grown up.
Yeah, he did.
No, he's very specific.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He got a
His
job.
wife was
His
the
wife took
adult.
care of everything.
Well, that's part of. Well,
In fact, Mary Poppins probably crippled him.
that was the problem when she was alive. But when after she died, he got a job at the bank.
Yeah.
And he was so
Part-time.
worried about
part-time.
so worried
Yeah.
about the money because that's all they would give him.
Yeah.
He
exactly.
wasn't doing art anymore.
No. What he said. They said, "No, father, you work at the bank." Yes, part time. I really am an artist.
That's what he says, but he's never doing art. He's not doing art anymore.
Yeah, that's true too. No, I think Jonesy, you probably hit the nail on the head that Mary Poppins probably did more harm than good. She certainly did more harm than good in this movie.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. Because like, there's this thing that happens in movies where you have plots and then you have your subplots, and the subplots aren't supposed to take up too much time. Where in sitcoms and serial storytelling, you'll have A plots and B plots, where characters that you're not utilizing will go off doing their own thing, and it explains what's going on with that characters while the other ones are doing the meat and potatoes of the A plot. So this movie has an A plot and a B plot instead of a plot and a subplot.
Okay.
Where you have the plot, which is Michael's about to lose the house.
Right.
And he has shares that he's lost track of, that Mary Poppins tried to have thrown away. And then you have the B plot, where Mary Poppins is teaching the kids something, and like they're both kind of given equal screen time when one is obviously just the plot. And the other one is like this little detail. Kind of the way the original Mary Poppins was. The big plot was actually allowing George to find himself emotionally. You know, and the kids were a little bit of a detail. This was really a story about George. And so now we have equal billing between these two very disparate ideas.
I think the story about balance, because the kids are the ones that actually, because they're the ones who have taken over for their mother and taken care of their father, and where they had to find out how to be kids and be silly.
But they didn't.
They did.
No,
I think they did.
It was addressed very poorly with like a few lines here and there.
Yeah, the only one who really was the youngest, who was already like had that childish mindset.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was fine.
And
it almost feels like at the end of the movie, everyone is exactly the same as when they started.
Yeah.
They just have the house. Dick Van Dyke just kind of said, "Hey, here you go. You're wealthy, so whatever."
Yeah. Here's a question.
I kind of did say that, actually. I said that everybody forgets. Everybody forgets about Mary Poppins anyway. So she was never there. Although the journey was fun.
Is she simultaneously Pennywise the clown? She terrorizes Britain in a slightly different way.
I think she's of the same species.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think that's actually a great theory.
Yeah.
No, okay, fine. I didn't get a lot out of it as far as like this is the message of the story that we all need to learn from Mary Poppins. I didn't get that at all. I just had fun along the way.
Yeah, I could have forgiven a bad, story arc and plot had the music itself not just been so flat and dull. Like
I didn't mind the songs.
Trying to write songs
to
capture the spirit of Mary.
I don't remember any of them.
One song.
I don't remember songs very well from movies I saw about 4 weeks ago.
But the music for Mary Poppins, it was back in 1964.
I'm not trying. I know I'm trying to defend the music. I don't think it pales. It does not even come close to the original.
Yeah, but
I just thought it was fine. I didn't think it was great.
It's so just flatlines.
Yeah,
music flatlines.
Now, one thing about the music in the original Mary Poppins is that it was very manipulative. It was sing-songy. They had simple tunes, and they said individual words and phrases over and over and over
Spoonful of sugar. Everyone knows that.
Every single one of the songs has a core like that. Yeah. One of them is only the repetitive.
Step in time, step in time, step in time, step in time.
Reason, give me a run. Step in time.
Yeah. Just bad, needless, dumb.
I see where you guys are coming from, but I'm just not. I can't go that far. I thought it was fine. It could have been better. I don't think that, and I think that we have this problem over and over and over again as they keep remaking or making sequels 20 years after the original. We keep having these same issues, and I think I just like to take a step back and try to judge these things separately from their origins, because
so do I.
Most of the time, if you do that, you're going to be disappointed.
Sure. Okay, so owing to nothing, why is Angela Lansbury's character in the movie? Why does she come up out of nowhere?
No idea.
You know?
No idea.
There were plenty of new characters in this that were fully explained, but Angela Lansbury as the balloon woman in the last 5 minutes isn't.
I think that was just meant to be a cute scene. I don't think
that was
it did
probably
anything.
a scene that was written for Julie Andrews.
Right.
And when she said no, they were like, "Oh, we gotta keep it in though. We've already,
Yeah.
we got the balloons."
You're right. Because Disney, what might be the largest company on the planet,
We've got the balloons.
already bought $150 worth of balloons. We're not just gonna take a bath here.
Not on the balloons. Well, they were magic balloons. So.
Do we want to talk about how about 3 years ago my brother said that there was going to be rap numbers in the new Mary Poppins?
He did say that.
And there were two.
What?
There are 2 rap numbers.
They can't be rap numbers if I don't remember them.
Yeah, I think that they're probably the thing that's done the best in the movie. First, because they have the guy from Hamilton.
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
Just checking. Just making sure it's still recording. Sorry.
I think that there may have been pressure, or there was a contractual obligation, or something like that.
They're like, "Hey, do the Hamilton thing."
And so there's
I don't remember
There's
these.
2 instances of beat poetry.
Yeah,
It's beat poetry.
Yeah, it's in the so there's the one in the portion when they're in the bowl and they're doing the song and he's having to go up like the little staircase thing.
Yeah, where
And
they
she's
sing.
like the quicker you do it, the quicker you'll be done.
Oh.
Yeah, and so
Okay, so it loosely is
that-
defined as rap.
Then they did it again in Topsy Turvy.
Sure. Which one's Topsy Turvy? Is that the one with
Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
I actually went to the restroom.
I
in
also
that
went to the
portion.
restroom in that portion.
Yeah, so I didn't remember that at all.
You guys not know when to take your restroom breaks in movies?
That was a good time because I
Snuck
came
up
back
on me.
when I was talking to Frank after the movie, and I was like, hey, did anything actually happen? And she's like, I have no idea why they were there. I knew why they were there. They're trying to get the bowl fixed, but it was a side quest. It was not a part of the movie, really.
See, I decided to take my bathroom break during the big dumb ending. Because
Oh, the balloons?
no. That's
Oh, well, before
the
that
big climax,
the bank and the
yeah.
oh,
Monsters Inc.
Mary Poppins is an asshole.
Yes.
They climb the damn clock tower for no reason. She can just fly up there and fix it, which is what she did anyway.
It's not like she didn't. It's not like she helped.
Yeah,
She did exactly what they set out to do.
right.
In
All
an
they did was
eighth-
shut off the light,
Yeah.
which didn't like. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. That was.
Uh-huh.
Do you know why it worked in the original Mary Poppins? Why it's very clear that Masters of the Craft made the original? Mary Poppins is a god for all intents and purposes, fully capable of changing anything about her physical world, but the conflicts in the original Mary Poppins weren't physical, they were emotional.
Sure.
She wasn't trying to fix problems for you, she was trying to fix who you were.
Right.
Full disclosure, I have not seen Aquaman yet,
Which is
Really
weird.
but
Just go. Just push through.
I had a lengthy conversation about it with my brother, which I think gives me enough of a primer to complain about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right. What did he give you?
So yeah, I'll just do it.
Yeah, might as well.
On Jeremy's behalf.
What are Jeremy's thoughts on it?
Filter through Zach. This is good.
Jeremy said that
Is your mic on?
Man of Steel was an assault on the senses. At around an 8 of just constant explosions and nonsense in your face, and this one was about an 11.
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right. Because they try to do a lot visually. Now, there were some weird things I noticed. Sometimes you know this about me. Sometimes I'll notice the weirdest things. I'll just count the number of times something weird happens. And in this instance, I counted no less than 4 different times where people are just having a conversation and they're interrupted by an explosion.
That's what he said.
That's what I told him. So he took that one from me.
Okay.
But yeah, it made no sense. Like, why? Why did they do that so many times?
It's
I-
interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
It's so
observation.
weird.
There's a little bit of a cliche. I don't have anything to base this on, but like the Chinese, the international market really likes the
They do.
big explosions
And big monsters,
big robots,
yeah.
stuff like that. And so I think that this might be them trying to hit a balance of
for the international audience and American audience.
The English-speaking countries, we get plenty of them doing the business of the plot through exposition, and then every time the movie takes that little dip into exposition territory,
right back into
Black Manta with laser beams.
Well, here's the thing: this movie, I think we nailed it here because I think they tried to be too many things. This movie tried to be too many things to too many people.
Yeah,
because there's even points in the movie where they try lazily to do like a romantic comedy thing, and it's
pretty rough.
It's terrible.
Oh, yeah, it's a good
terrible.
half hour of the movie.
I had someone on Reddit tell me that this was a world-hopping adventure akin to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well,
I shit you not. Someone on Reddit, because I don't understand. Go ahead.
Raiders of the Lost Ark has like 3 locations, 2 of them in the Middle East.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. So
they end up going to
maybe not hopping the world, maybe just going where the plot dictates.
Right. Well, there is one part where they go to, what do they call it? They call it the dry sea or something like that.
Oh, the Sahara.
It's a desert.
No.
Yeah, the Sahara.
Yeah, they go there. And that's where they try to do this the romantic comedy bits.
Oh,
and
that wasn't where they tried to do the Fifth Element?
Did they try to do the Fifth Element too?
Genzi?
I don't.
Did that what Jeremy said?
No, it's just I know that they had cave adventure and like I'm sure that there were like ancient stone talismans that they had to put in the configuration.
I mean, it was. Did you see the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay, it was what you saw in the trailer, basically.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he had to pee on it.
Well, he said he could have peed on it. That was it.
That's the Fifth Element.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just they had Earth, Fire, Wind, Water.
What was the bad guy's name? Manta?
Well, that was one of them.
Black Manta?
No.
And his dad?
Gray Manta.
Ocean Manta.
Blacker Manta.
They were the worst, corniest, cheesiest fucking villains I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
Well,
great.
I mean, it's Black Manta. This actually, and as far as like the trope of having the black guy play a super villain or hero with black in his name, Black Manta has to be my favorite because for years I didn't know he was black.
Because he wears a suit.
All he is the identity that he's made for himself, the Black Manta. I like that about him.
Yeah. He was the worst.
Jeremy wanted to know if Black Manta can't stab him, how did Aquaman get all those tattoos?
That's a good question. That is an excellent question. And I thought I missed something because Black Manta did stab him.
Well, he stabs him with the.
Is that knife supposed to be a?
Oh, that knife! I don't know what they.
That's what I'm saying. Did they say that?
I think he might have changed the blade, but it never showed it, so I don't know. I'm making an assumption that it changed the.
Because basically, Atlantean steel, whatever, can pierce Aquaman.
Okay.
But that's all we know that can penetrate his skin.
And so you see at the beginning of the movie,
Manta,
his dad gives him this old
it's like a Navy knife
from like the 50s.
And that stabs him.
So it's made out of Atlantean steel.
It has to be.
I guess so. Yeah.
But I just don't know if they ever try to explain that or not.
Or it's made out of American freedom. One or the other.
That'll do it every time.
Only 2 things can take down Aquaman.
What were your ratings on a scale of 1 to 100? 0 to 100.
You go.
38.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's low.
You love everything.
He likes Suicide Squad more than you like
I do.
Aquaman.
I ranked them. I ranked all the DC movies, and this one was at the bottom.
You would rather watch half of Marry Poppins than watch this movie once.
I really did not like this movie. I did not like it at all.
I give it a 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were your personal feelings on it?
So the movie is bad. It is a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's the writing is super cliche. The villains are all 2-dimensional, and that's pretty much why I love it. Like, it is an Aquaman movie. I mean, like, this is not. I've said this before about the whole DC thing. You can't have gritty realism with characters that can throw each other through buildings.
Which is why Justice League was a good movie.
Yeah, I think Justice League was a good course correction for the DC stuff. This movie feels like a cartoon.
Yeah. It feels like they went too far in one direction.
Like like one of the older like DC cartoons. Like
Wait, like Bruce Timm era or like Superpowers and the Justice Friends and stuff?
Probably more like Justice Friends. It's kind of like it's kind of ridiculous. Like I'm trying to remember an old cartoon. Like there was a bunch of old ones that we were like G.I. Joe, but more ridiculous.
I would even say, like, it felt like Justice League and Justice League. What was the Unlimited?
So Bruce Timm era stuff.
Yeah, in the sense of like, Jason Momoa is a fairly likable guy. You know, you spend your time going, yeah, he's the hero. The villains are all dumb, and you just like they're there to be punched by Aquaman.
Part of my problem.
That actually does sound pretty good.
Part of my problem is that his likability factor, I feel like, is the only reason people are liking this movie. Because people fell in love with...
He's charismatic.
People fell in love with Jason Momoa before they saw this movie.
Yeah.
And they just made up their minds before they saw it that this is going to be good.
Well, of course.
Well, that's because...
but when
it's like The Rock.
You're right.
Like, it's the same charm.
The personality that makes the movie fun. It makes an Aquaman movie fun to watch. I should not have to work through an Aquaman movie. All right.
At the end of the day, movies are just supposed to be a collection of performances.
True.
You know? So yeah, just having a likable guy makes sense. I think that this was probably something important that they did for the Aquaman character, because Aquaman is devoid of life, and like Aquaman doesn't really have an identity. He's
a fish guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think really my only complaint with the movie is that maybe they tried too hard with his brother Orm.
Yeah.
Like they tried too hard to make him more deep.
Yeah. There was some weird stabs at stuff. The things I did like though. I did like that they kind of try to embrace the ridiculousness of Aquaman with the talking to fish stuff.
Yeah, I
did like that how they talked back when he was a kid and he was at the aquarium. That was kind of fun and cool.
Man, that's not the way I would have gone. No, it's like the only interesting thing about Aquaman is that he's a king, and so there should be like a regalness to him.
Sure.
And this should be about finding his stride as a royal again, and so like the conflict resolution should have been like, no, I am not a man, I am king, and like this is the first time he's talked to fish, and now all the fish are here and they're ready to do some damage.
Which that sounds fun too.
But he's not a king. He's a hero.
Yeah, he's the joiner of worlds.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And oh man, what was I gonna say? So, shoot. I had something really good to say.
Say it.
And I lost it. I'm trying to think what it was.
You were talking about the thing that you liked. The talking to fish was cute with the he talked to them in the aquarium.
Oh, I know exactly what I was going to say. So what? Thank you. This was like the Aladdin story. He's the poor kid that lives up on the surface and has nothing to do with Atlantia or whatever.
Sure.
Did I say Atlantia? That's not right.
Yeah, Atlanta.
I think you saw a different Aladdin.
Well, no, because then what's her face is like trying to cheat no, his love interest
Trebek.
Yeah,
not Trafar, Trebek.
But she's like Jasmine in this, like she's the royalty, and she's trying to bring him into it, and so he can be a prince, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. I didn't like.
Willem Dafoe's the genie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is Willem Dafoe in this Aquaman movie?
Yes, he is. He's his mentor.
We get some good de-aged Willem Dafoe.
Lakewoman?
What'd you say?
Lakewoman?
Lakewoman?
Yeah. His mentor?
He teaches him how to swim like an Atlantean.
How? Is he an Atlantean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like...
I'm thinking just Willem
Dafoe.
Maybe in a set of cat.
Right. That's his character name, Willem Dafoe. As himself.
William Dafoe.
Well, hey there, Aquaman. Wrong move, Aquaman.
He would have made a good Joker.
I don't think of him as kinetic enough.
All right. Well, anyway, everybody. I feel like I'm a Bizarro movie. I feel like I'm in a Bizarro world because everybody loves Aquaman.
It's not your kind of movie. I totally understand why you don't like it.
No, Batman vs Superman is my kind of movie.
Yeah, you should get to do
just like you would not like Spider-Man, the end of the Spider-Verse. You wouldn't like it.
Oh, I wouldn't?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Because of your particular taste in movies.
I'm going to see it, but I may not like it.
It's too... I know that it embraces too many of the silly things about Spider-Man.
Right.
Did they talk about the Web of Fate at all?
The what?
The Web of Fate.
Not that I caught.
Okay, good. That's the thing that needs to leave Spider-Man forever.
Okay.
We have 2 more movies to get to.
2 more movies to get to.
Movies. We're talking
Bird Box
about
or
Bird Box.
Holmes and Watson? Terry, choose one.
Let's just get Bird Box out of the way because you're literally the only one who's seen
That's
it,
true.
but we're still talking about this.
We can
so
get through it
I am
pretty
just
quick.
going to assume that we're talking about the bird cage.
No,
Yes.
no, we've all
No,
seen
that is I am talking about the bird cage.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about
Yes.
it because you've seen that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will be talking about Bird Box, but
Excellent.
I am talking about in this
Okay.
discussion bird cage.
I'm assuming that this is the movie adaptation of internet relationship dating simulator featuring only pigeons as the girl's hotful boyfriend.
Hotable boyfriend. Right. Right. Classic.
All right. So what did you like about this?
I thought it was a fine movie. It was absolutely fine. And what we're seeing, I think, a lot of what I like this trend of is that we're seeing more sci-fi movies done. I think they're doing done right, and they're doing more of them in like the AAA movie sphere.
Are they? Is this a sci-fi movie?
Yep.
What science is fiction in it?
The aliens that are invading Earth.
Are there aliens? Like
They don't name them as aliens. It's just an invader.
Do you see them?
No.
Is it possible that they just lied?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is, I feel like what happened though, which I think this is a kind of funny chain of events, is that basically Quiet Place came out, and you can't make a noise in that movie.
Yeah.
And in this one, they're like, oh, we gotta get out another sensory sci-fi movie.
Uh-huh.
They're like, we're gonna blind them this time.
Uh-huh.
And so, but it is based on a book, apparently.
Okay.
But
I was thinking this might be another lost child of the Cloverfield franchise.
Oh, okay.
It
They're
could
all
be.
going to be.
It
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
could have been. It so
Yeah.
could have been. This movie, it has also a movie I liked that not a lot of people did. The Happening, one of the M. Night Shyamalans. It has hints of that because you feel like
You're not making a strong case.
I'm not making a strong case for this. But Sandra Bullock's in it, and she's a great actress. So there's that.
It's got shades of Two Girls, One Cup.
No, but I do like it. I like this movie. It was fine. I'm not going to talk about the reasons Jeremy didn't like it because I don't think that would be fair to do without him here. But I think that those reasons has nothing to do with the actual plot of the movie and whether it was a fine movie or not.
Good segue.
Yeah. I'm sorry because I was going to argue against those points, and I realized halfway through, like, coming up with those thoughts, I was like, no, I don't need to
Here's what I
touch on that stuff. But
Here's what I know.
the movie
about
itself
the
is
movie.
fine. It's good.
My understanding is that there is this thing, there's a place you can go and maybe you get away from some oppressive entity or you get some reward if you manage to do it correctly. Sandra Bullock decided to take her children for whatever reason and there's a monster out there and if you look at it, it's so horrifying you kill yourself, right?
That's kind of it. It's invading all of Earth.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a zombie movie in that respect. Kind of like what's the one with what do you call it?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
No, the one with Fight Club.
World War Z.
That's it.
Um,
Yeah, but anyway, so
well, what I was going to
yeah,
say
you go ahead.
is that that's really poorly conceived.
It's poorly conceived.
Yeah, just in general. Because the thing is that there's no monster that you can put in front of an audience that is going to live up to that expectation. Because the expectation, especially in the era of film that we're in right now, is that if we, the audience, see it and it does anything short of making us kill ourselves, then that's not the monster. It's this stupid CG cartoon you put up there. There was this really there's this really nice, well not nice, but interesting short story called "The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas," where it's a very similar thing, except instead of killing yourself, you leave paradise. You leave your society altogether, and they show the monster, and it's compelling. It's compelling because it subverts what you think the thing that you would look at would be. Because then lots of cliches come up. Maybe it's a horrifying thing. Maybe it's a mirror. Things like that. But it's actually this child chained to a chair and being abused perpetually. And when you see it, you realize that that's the reason that Omelas is such a nice place, and you choose to leave. Anything short of that is going to be dumb. Anything like that is going to be stealing from it.
Well, what they did,
So-
what they actually did, they create. I read this today actually, is that they actually did film scenes with the creature in it.
Yes, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Was the creature?
She's in the movie. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Is she in it?
Sandra Bullock, no.
Okay, Sandra Bullock,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sandra Bullock was like, no, let's not.
Well, no, what happened was that it was actually the people, like the director and the producer and everything, ended up making the decision because Sandra Bullock could not stop laughing at the ridiculousness of what that character, of the creature looked like.
That doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Yeah.
She's German. She's seen things you can't believe.
But I saw a picture of it too, and it looks silly. Like it would not.
Yeah, pull it up. I want to see it.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if I got it. Entertain the people, Terry.
Jonesy, some music. Bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba 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 ba.
Christ. Jesus
How
Christ!
just one picture of the baby?
It's an article. It's so I'm trying to find the
Okay.
damn.
Last good Sandra Bullock movie. Jonesy, go.
Speed.
Speed.
Oh wow!
If I'm being fair,
Uh-huh.
Miss Congeniality.
That's good. I actually really like Sandra Bullock. I was just.
Gravity was bad, right? I didn't see it.
No, people love that movie.
It was science.
I did see Ocean's
Science.
8.
Science did not like that movie.
Yeah. Oh right, she was in an ocean movie.
Yeah.
Wait, was she in Ocean's 8?
Yeah.
Was it 8 because
It was all
There's 8
female
of them.
cast.
what is are they saying that, the classic hourglass figure
No, probably.
is that why it's 8 and that's why it's the lady one?
Yeah. I mean, because I could have done like Ocean's 9 and put in another woman.
Yeah,
So I
they
don't
could
know.
have. Yeah,
Yeah,
could,
I mean, really,
truly an
any
infinite number of women.
Yeah. Maybe
Could
that's
have
why
been that
they-
movie.
Infinite.
Oh, it is.
Deep.
Not to say that some women look like 4s. They're kind of cute.
Mm.
Yeah, it should. They should have just made Fantastic Four and get it right this time.
That'd be nice.
Not that that's
It's
actually.
never going to happen.
It's not actually possible.
Here you go.
Will
I found
not
it.
happen.
Huh?
I found it.
Well, no, it's just that, the Fantastic Four just doesn't
That's
translate.
really bad.
It looked like everyone said it looked like a baby face.
It does have a little baby.
Yeah.
Why?
I'll put a link up, or actually, for those people that. There you go. That's what it looked like. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was supposed to make you kill yourself.
No, no. It wasn't just the image of it. It actually had a psychological effect on you. Like it pierced into your mind and just put the thoughts of, oh, I gotta kill myself now. Kind of like in The Happening.
So it may as well just kill you.
If it had that kind of powers, obviously it's a baby. It can't really kill you.
Functionally, it just kills you.
Yeah, but and it's just a more frightening way because once you see it, you can't unsee it, and you're ready to. Well, here's the thing: it's people that are sane that the way it affects the sane people is that they try to kill themselves. Insane people like in an insane asylum, they're already crazy. They think it looks beautiful, and what they do is they actually will go around trying to get all the sane people to look at it.
Okay.
So it kind of makes it and that's what makes like the first half of the movie kind of really compelling.
And which one's Sandra Bullock?
Ooh.
But there's a, I don't know. I like the movie because really what it's about is about her trying to overcome.
Blindness?
No. She
Birds.
no. It's called Bird Box because animals can sense when the monster's around, and so she keeps these birds in the box.
It's like
And they start
Mary
flapping
in
and
the coal
going
mine.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They start going crazy.
And they couldn't call it birdcage.
Right. In the beginning of the movie, she's
Yeah, how was Gene Hackman's performance?
great. But she's pregnant in the beginning of the movie, and she has this like almost no desire. She's thinking about considering putting up her child for adoption because she has this like she's not with the father of the child anymore, and she's very isolated herself, and she has no parental like instinct.
She's afraid that the adoption agency might ask her about her own mental well-being, and if they ask her if she's ever kept a bird in a shoebox on a boat,
Nailed it.
she'd have to say yes. And they'd be like, "We don't want your baby."
But her story is one of of where, because she has to be so dialed into her own survival that it's really about her learning how to really love her kid, really. And it's
what?
It's a what? Why is that so weird? It's like a subplot.
She's so dialed into her own survival that she must learn to love her kid.
That's
to build a fire.
She has to live through this whole atrocity that's happening.
Oh, so she doesn't love her kid, but she's never really put in the effort to love her kid because she's too busy surviving.
Right, she's dialed into the survival, and so it's you never have a chance. And that's one of the fights she has. She ends up having a love interest later, and they have a fight because he's like, they need to be able to dream about playing outside. They can't do that now because of the monsters, and so it becomes this like, she's like, don't even tell them that happiness exists.
I feel like there's a Doctor Who plot that actually like ruined this for me. No,
maybe.
No. There was this really great plot, and I forget what the guys are called, but they're alien invaders who, when you look away from them, like you see them, and you're frightened, and they have electricity powers and stuff like that.
Oh, the silence.
Yes, the silence. Yeah. But when you look away from them, you completely forget who they are and what they were doing. But they can leave suggestions.
I just remembered that this is also this is kind of inspired by another movie. It was a black and white movie. It was a horror movie.
The Birds.
No, it was the Night of the
Little Shop, Night of the Living Dead.
No. They're these plant monsters that come from space, and everybody is blinded because they were looking at this meteor shower. That I think that had something to do with these invaders, and everyone who watched it, the meteor shower or whatever, got blinded. But this guy had surgery on his eyes and woke up the next, after that all happened, and he's the only one not blinded.
They live.
Glasses,
Roddy
see
Piper.
the aliens.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, whatever. All right, so that was Bird Box. I liked it. It was fine. I would give it like a 72.
Wow.
Yeah.
No love for Aquaman.
No.
All right.
I refuse. We have one more movie that only I have seen again.
Okay.
Holmes and Watson.
Holmes and Watson. Yeah.
I had to see this movie. First, let me give you some build up here. The reason I wanted to go see it so bad. I wanted to go see it anyway because I like John C. Reilly and I like Francis Underwood.
Will Ferrell?
Francis Underwood.
All right. Oh yeah, I love Will Ferrell and I love John C. Reilly, and I like the movies that they're in together. I like Step Brothers. I like I love Talladega Nights.
I feel like you're overcompensating at this point.
Yeah, I am.
Right.
But that was the reason I wanted to see it. But I had started reading that this movie, and I saw on Rotten Tomatoes it had like a 16.
It still has like a 9 right now.
God damn!
That's critics.
Yeah, the audience is like a 28 though.
Yes.
Everyone.
Which is even worse.
And there's stories of people walking out of the movie.
Yeah.
Now the only reason, like I built a story in my head. The only reason I could see people walking out of this movie. Look, so little spoiler here. Yeah, I don't think it was that bad, but I think what happened because I went. It was almost matinee time. It was much earlier than I usually go see movies on a Friday, and a lot of people it's like older couples, people that don't work for a living anymore. Maybe people are retired. Maybe people go to the movies like all the time, right? when like I imagine no, this is when
old people, the unemployed, me.
No, so anyways, I can see like just imagine like an older couple going in for like a matinee. They go to the movies every Friday, right?
I'm going to
3 o'clock.
refute this because I saw this on Reddit and old people don't use Reddit. So
God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can still see this happening.
Okay.
All right. Well, people maybe from Reddit were saying that they saw other people walking out.
Oh, maybe as they were walking by.
Yeah. So imagine this old couple.
Wait, as they were walking into the movie. That's just a showing changer.
Right.
It's a subreddit.
Just imagine a sweet old couple. They go up to the box office, right? They're about to buy their tickets. They don't even look online beforehand. They do this every Friday. They just go up there and choose their movie.
And they say Holmes and Watson.
And they go, "Hi, look, Holmes and Watson. That's
Sherlock Holmes film, like Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
I loved it.
Those old detective films.
Reading them on my penny farthing.
Yes, it reminds me of my grandson.
I was a danger to traffic. That's how we used to text and drive back then. Reading books on a penny farthing.
In that story, in this make-believe story I've made up that I believe is why people walking out of the movie, they went and saw it, and it's of course very much. This is very much a John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell movie.
No chance in hell.
I don't understand
We're
why people
talking
walk
about
out.
Rotten Tomato scores.
Why would people walk out? Why would people walk out? I don't understand why. It's a fine movie.
Okay, so let me explain to you why I was excited to see it, even though I haven't seen it yet, and tell me if it lived up to subverted or let me down, or my expectations, or let them down completely.
Okay.
So I thought that John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, being fine comedians and intelligent people, I think it was just a couple of years ago that Will Ferrell won the Mark Twain Award.
Yes, he did.
I assumed that they would be getting into maybe some of the deeper lore of Sherlock Holmes that wasn't friendly for the Robert Downey Jr. stuff, but you can definitely make fun of because it's outdated and racist and weird.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's a woman doctor from America.
Okay,
and
I saw the trailer.
Yeah, it blows her, but they don't let off of that.
Yeah,
because John C. Reilly character Watson is of course he's a doctor and he can't get over that at all. It's hilarious. They end up falling in love, the two of them, over an autopsy, which is pretty funny. No, the movie was the only time I got a little tired of a bit was there's a bit where they think they killed the queen. And they're trying to stuff her into a trunk, and they get a bone saw and they're about to cut her up, and so that she can fit in the trunk. That was the only.
That's pretty funny.
I thought the bit was stretched out too long. Okay. So I was like, come on, let's go to the next thing. But other than that, and they go into Holmes is exactly like you see him in all the Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that, where he's analyzing every little thing in split time and I need to do this he gets in a fight with a boxer or whatever.
Okay.
And he's if I throw my and he's doing all the little calculations, you see the wheels turning and he's gonna throw his pipe and it's gonna distract him and then he's gonna hit him right in the gut and then he's doing all this stuff.
Okay.
And it almost always works out just fine. That's not where the humor is. But they just kind of exaggerate it. It's really funny.
That's a shame because I actually thought of a really good one.
Yeah.
It should go nowhere near his plan. Yeah. He throws the pipe up and he's looking at it too and distracted by it. No. And the guy punches him and we go back into slow-mo. It did not go exactly as planned.
They kind of do that. In that particular scene, that was the exception because usually it works out.
Okay.
But in this one, he throws the pipe and it just kind of hits the dude in the chest and then they're just staring at each other.
I was thinking he should get battered and then he's redoing his plan as you see his.
That would have been the good. Exactly. So they make jokes. It's probably one of the more worst ones, but the one that comes to mind right now is that they want to take a photograph with the queen,
the selfie stick.
Right. So they get an actual camera from that age, and he's it's a self-portrait, and
I thought that was charming.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. There were some better ones in there. They make fun of the medicine of the time. Holmes introduces Watson at one point. And he goes, "Yes, would you like some heroin?" Because he's a doctor. Yeah. He introduces him as a doctor. And there's a bunch of stupid stuff that they used to do, and they talk about how science has reached its peak and it will never again. And they do a lot of stuff like that. They make jokes about the era, and it's fine. It works out fine.
That's actually a quote from 1900.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that everything that has been conceived. Everything that can be conceived will be, or something like that. Essentially saying that there can be no more inventions.
And near the end, they actually have the Titanic set in sail.
Yeah.
And it's that I don't want to give up too much of it, but I like the punchline there because the whole movie, Watson is trying to be recognized as a co-detective. And that's his whole story arc.
Okay.
And he does save the day, but it's really I'm going to go ahead and say it. So if you just pop 30 seconds ahead if you want to hear it.
Spoilers for his stupid.
Right, no, you're probably not going to see it anyway.
I'm going to watch.
But no, he so at the end, so he saves the day on the Titanic. He throws a bomb off board, and so it blows off in the sea. And Sherlock Holmes is like, let the name of the Titanic be associated with Dr. John Watson. It's I don't know. I thought it was funny. It was good stuff.
It's of the ones that I've yet to see. I'm the most excited about Sherlock.
Yeah.
Sherlock and Holmes and Watson.
Yeah, Holmes and Watson.
The one that I'm actually going to see is Bird Box because it's streaming.
Holmes and Watson will probably be streaming pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because it's not doing well.
Yeah, you'll find it on the Amazon
Which is
Prime
so bad. It's such a disservice to that. Comedies kind of struggle now in the box office.
There hasn't been a stupid comedy in a long time.
Because they're risked now.
Yeah, well, they're not superhero movies.
Exactly.
Most stupid comedies are like Thor.
People got on to what's her face.
Gal Gadot?
No. She was in the one with the satellites. Contact.
Okay, yeah.
What's her name?
Jodie Foster?
Yeah, Jodie Foster. People got on to her because she said she was quoted as saying superhero movies are ruining the industry, and they kind of are.
I think we did
talk about
episode
this.
on
Yeah.
that, and we agreed.
Yeah, we did agree. We did agree because there is some truth to that because. Movies are expected to be those kind of movies. You're supposed to get Transformers. You're supposed to get Avengers of Infinity War. You get these really ridiculous, a lot of times, movies that are supposed to do well overseas because those are almost surefire hits every time.
Mm-hmm.
And so then there's no room for the comedies that... And you have Netflix streaming everything that you're getting almost your comedy from there anyway. So why even leave the house to get your good comedy movies?
Yeah, and it's something... it's something our friend Courtney Biscuits... was telling me that television writing has become more competitive because of all this.
It has.
Because you can't get your movie sold.
Right.
So all the real writing talent is moving to television and streaming.
A lot of it is, and which is kind of dangerous in some senses because some of those companies actually don't want to do business with the WGA, which is the union. Union, yeah, it's a union for writers, and there's some issues with that. I think Amazon was in some Harry Waters.
They don't want to do.
Harry Waters.
They don't want to do business with them.
There was some type of thing they were doing. I shouldn't have said it because I don't know all the details. But it's just they're talking about it in this podcast that I listened to.
We should just play that podcast instead of doing
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just go watch that podcast.
We actually covered all our movies that we wanted to talk about.
How long did it take? Oh wait, it shut off twice. So
we've been talking for 6 days.
Did it shut off just now?
No, shut off twice.
No, it's an hour and 2 minutes.
An hour and 2 minutes. Okay, so we're actually in time.
On schedule.
We want to thank everybody for hanging out all the way to the end. If you happen to do that, depending on how you ingested this material, give us a good rating on iTunes. Follow us on Twitch. Like us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. And thanks for watching. And on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Have fun. You never asked me what I was playing.